The night was thick with fog, swallowing the Kalika waterfall in Meghalaya. The moon hung low, a sickly yellow eye peering through the shifting clouds. The air smelled of damp earth and something metallic, something like blood. Footsteps pounded through the jungle, dry leaves crunching beneath frantic feet. A boy ran, his breath ragged, his eyes wild. Behind him, a monk chased, torches flickering like fireflies in a storm. Someone in the crowd screamed, "He killed my daughter. He tortured her, killed him." The boy stumbled but kept running. The roar of the waterfall grew louder, like a beast waiting to swallow him whole. Suddenly, whispers slithered through the air, curling around his ears like unseen hands. "Jump!" His breath hitched. "Jump, and this, let go." He reached the edge of the waterfall. His body trembled, as if something unseen had wrapped itself around his soul, dragging him forward. The voices grew louder, insistent, hammering into his mind. "Jump!" And so, he did. His scream was lost in the deafening roar of the waterfall. The crowd gasped as his body disappeared into the abyss. Then, silence. No one spoke, no one moved. Then an old man whispered, "This place is cursed. No one should return." And they left, never looking back. Years later, in New York, Alex, a young man full of wanderlust, packed his bags with excitement. Meghalaya had always fascinated him, and this was his chance to explore its hidden wonders. "I don't like this solo trip idea," his mother grumbled, arms crossed. "Ma, it's a group trip. I won't be alone." Alex sighed. His father leaned in, his face serious. "If something feels wrong, come back, no matter what." Alex smiled. "You worry too much, Dad. It's just a vacation." The journey was long. Alex met his travel companions Mark, Ethan, Sophia, Olivia, and Ryan in the train. They laughed, shared stories, and planned their adventures. After reaching Meghalaya, a local guide named David welcomed them. His face was lined with age, his eyes carrying a strange weight. "You've come to see Meghalaya's beauty," he said, "but nature is dangerous, just like the myths that haunt these lands." That night, as they sat around a bonfire, David told them about No Kalika waterfall's dark past. A woman named Kalika lost her child to her cruel husband. When she found out, she went mad with grief and threw herself off the waterfall. Since then, whoever visits feels an overwhelming urge to jump, or worse, kill. A chill settled over the group. "Superstitions," Mark scoffed. But deep inside, Alex felt a nagging unease. That night, Alex couldn't sleep. The waterfall called to him. The urge to see it in the dark was unbearable. "Ryan, let's go to No Kalika," he whispered. Ryan hesitated but nodded. Just a quick look. They snuck out and reached the waterfall. The moonlight baked it in a ghostly glow. But then, the whispers came. "Jump!" Alex's breath hitched. He turned to Ryan. His friend stood still, eyes vacant, his body swaying toward the edge. "Ryan, no!" Alex grabbed his arm, but Ryan smiled. "We belong here." And then, he jumped. Alex screamed. The others rushed to the waterfall, but Ryan was gone. They panicked, trying to understand what happened. Then, Sophia's eyes changed. She turned to Ethan and without warning shoved him into the abyss. "What the hell are you doing?" Mark shouted. Sophia was shaking. I don't know." The voice. "It told me to." The group ran, dragging Sophia away. That night, Alex was missing. They found him at the waterfall's edge, whispering to the dark. "Alex, Come back, Olivia pleaded. Alex turned, his eyes black as the void. They want me to stay. Then, something shifted behind him. A dark figure, barely human, loomed over him. It whispered something into his ear. Alex smiled. The others watched in horror as he pulled out a knife and turned toward them. You all have to go, he whispered. Then he lunged. Screams filled the jungle, blood splattered the rocks, and then the bus carrying them crashed into the valley, engulfed in flames. No survivors. And the waterfall whispered once more. Jump. They say the no Kalika waterfall is the most beautiful in India, but beauty hides horror. The locals whisper that its waters remember every death, every jump. They say, if you listen closely, the wind calls your name. And once it does, you never leave. Alex loved travel. Meghalaya was next on his list. His friends Mark, Ethan, Sophia, Olivia, and Ryan joined him. But something was wrong. The hotel owner refused to check them in, muttering something about bad luck. The bus driver refused to take them to No Kalika, saying it was dangerous. Yet, they still went. At the waterfall, the air was heavy, thick like a storm brewing. The wind whispered names, but no one spoke. Then, Ryan stepped forward. His face was blank, his body stiff, and 10. He jumped. The group screamed, but then Sophia turned, her eyes hollow, and attacked Ethan. The curse had begun. One by one, they lost themselves. Olivia saw shadows creeping closer. Mark heard his dead mother calling his name. Sophia couldn't stop laughing, and then she ripped out her own hair. And Alex felt something inside him break. The survivors ran, but the whispers followed. The bus ride home was silent until Alex stood up, knife in hand. You all have to go. Then, blood, and the bus plunged into darkness. Now the story features American character names as requested.